doing a video on how to put on makeup today. Can you believe it? It's not on health coaching, it's not on life coaching, and it's not on essential oils. But you know what? It does incorporate a couple essential oils. Many of you have asked me, how do I put on my makeup? How do I do my eyes? All that kind of fun stuff. And so I'm going to show you today what I do in the morning. So if I'm taking a shower, which I have just taken a shower, I put on my little thing right here after I put my hair stuff in, and then I get going with my routine. So the first thing that I do is I use Immortelle, and I've already put it on, so I'm not going to do it again, but I'll basically do the T area, and then I'll do even under my eyes, and then I'll do around my mouth. Okay, Immortelle has frankincense, helichrysum, sandalwood, lavender. It's an amazing essential oil. I love it. It's like Botox in a bottle, really. Okay. Then I actually use Rose. I got Rose because I was a top enroller in a period of time, and during a period of time. And so I spray it and then I rub it in. And then the same thing with lavender. I do the same thing and rub it in. And then I inhale 3 times. But I'm going to be doing that with Balance in a little bit, so I'll show you how I do that. And I put the ones that I put on my face and use as perfumes, I put those in a roller ball. Sometimes, or even a spray bottle, just because it's a lot easier. Yes, it goes through the oil quicker, but it's a lot easier. And I use my essential oils, and I use them all the time, every day, all day, and I have them with me at all times. And so it's just really important to me to have easy access, and sometimes I don't want to have to just pour them into my hand. So I love having the option to be able to have a sprayer. And so really, when it comes to makeup, I don't have a particular brand that I stick with. I'll tell you what brands I'm using as I go through, but I support all my friends who do certain things with the makeup industry. Mary Kay, Unique, all those companies out there that are direct sales, but I also personally really love Urban Decay. So I feel like that brings out my personality, and they have bold, fun, awesome colors. So the first thing that I do, I use concealer, which I've put some on already, but I want to show you kind of what I do. And I kind of dab it around my eye and my nose area and here, and then I put it up here a little bit. And I don't use a foundation. I've never really used foundation. I honestly don't like foundation. I feel like it clogs up a lot of your pores, and your pores need to breathe or you're going to get acne. That's just my opinion. I'm no cosmetologist. I'm no dermatologist, but I just feel like my face can't breathe if I wear foundation. I just don't really think that lots of us need it. I think that a lot of people use it as a security blanket, and I just don't need to do that at all because I don't think it's important. It's not an important aspect of my routine, and I think that you need to, really concentrate more on how you take care of your face and what you're putting into your body, which reflects on your face. If you're stressed out, that's going to reflect. I've been under doing a lot of work lately and feeling stressed sometimes, and so I've had to take a breather, and I've also had to make sure that I am hydrating my body and doing the things that I need to do, because when you're stressed, it really shows on your face, and if you don't get sleep, it really shows on your face. So that's something just to keep in mind. So I kind of rub it in. I'm really not fancy with my makeup, guys. I'm really not. I love makeup. I love putting it on. Honestly, when I get blemishes, it's usually this area, especially that time of month. So this is kind of my area where I get blemishes, and everybody gets them different places. So that's important to remember as well. Then what I do, I don't have really a particular order, but I'll do my eyeliner first. And honestly, I pull my eye and I get in there. Okay, this is Mary Kay. I love Mary Kay's eyeliner. And then I do above. Okay. And then I lift and I do above. Sometimes that's weird. You gotta be cautious with that. All right. And I'm picky. I like it even. I think this really dramatizes the eye, I guess you can say. And sometimes I use liquid and sometimes I don't on the top. So today I'm not. I'm just going to do this. And I always like to go out a little bit. Okay? So I start in the beginning and I kind of just play with it and go out. And then here's the kicker, is like being even with that so sucks. So I never am even. So I will take a Q-tip and play with it a little bit to get it kind of how I want it and get them even and that sort of thing. But, you know, if I need to cover something up or whatever, then, and I remember I have oils on my face, so when I rub, it will smear, but it's easy to come off as well. Okay. All right. So that is done. All right, so I'm getting ready to use a Revlon eyeshadow, and it is what I use for my eyebrows. And I'm not really picky about this. I just think that, you know, we need to kind of balance them out kind of thing. So that's really important. And you want to make sure that your eyebrows are standing out because they really help show off your face. I'm not a professional eye makeup person, so I don't know all the wording that they use or anything like that. I just know that I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. And I love putting on makeup, so I just kind of play with it. Okay. So then I am going to I'm going to just put on my lipstick real quick. And this lipstick that I'm looking for is Urban Decay, and it's a matte. I love matte, and then I cover it up with a lip gloss for some shimmer. Wow, you guys are really like seeing me in my raw, aren't you? Then I rub my lips together. I love lipstick. So lipstick is one of my faves. Lipstick and mascara. Okay, then I kind of make sure it's put together. And then I kind of leave that alone for a minute. And then my blush and my nice little brush. And I make fishy lips. And that's what I put all over. And you always want to work your neck. And I even put it on my eyes. Do I look like a clown yet? This is what I do when I put on my makeup. All right. And then I take one of these cool things. And then I smear. All right. Then you want to do your neck. All right. All right. So that's what I do there. Let me see if I can change this lighting a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Yeah. All right. So then what I do is eyeshadow. And I am going to do Urban Decay today, just because it's one of those fun days and I want to have kind of a bold look today. So it's Saturday. And so these are the really cool colors that it comes with. I love it. So let me do my orange. I really like this orange. It's a really cool color. Now, yes, when I put on my makeup, I open my mouth. What do you guys do? Okay, so I kind of make sure it's rubbed in, all right? And I go back later and I even it out. And, you know, sometimes it's not even and it's whatever. Okay, so then I will take a bolder color, okay? And so I'm going to take probably a purple blue. It's called Beat Down. And I will dab right here to kind of do like a smoky but not so smoky kind of thing. Can you see that? Okay. And I'm going to do that again here. Now, I don't change brushes for this. Some people do, and they use a thinner kind of brush. I don't need to do that. All right. All right. So that's kind of what I do there. And that's the one that you want to make sure is even, but, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to do that. So I'll take that pink again. It looks like a pinkish orange, and I'll take that and I'll go over it, even though I am going to put a highlighter color on as well. Okay? But these two colors are super cool, and I like them a lot. And so you can smear if you need to, and really, you know, pay attention to that. But really what that's doing is kind of bolding out your eye. Okay? All right. So to really highlight that, I think I'm going to put this one away. And I'm going to use a whitish shimmer color just to have a really, you want a highlighter up here, okay? And you can smear and you can play with it. And really what you want is you want it to really highlight what you're doing with your eye, okay? So I like bold. I don't mind smearing it in. I don't mind doing any of that stuff. So you just want to make sure you highlight your eye, okay? And I don't highlight my eye in any particular way. So you want to just make sure you outline your eye, okay? Okay. So that's how I highlight my eye. Nothing fancy, right? All right, then I go over this again. I'll go like this. And you'll even see how sometimes I'll blend it a little bit if I need to, but it doesn't really look like it needs it. Okay? And then you always want to blend. Okay, I think it's on my teeth. Okay, so the one thing that is a pet peeve of mine is, have you ever seen people and they have that line of their foundation and you can see the difference between what they put on their face and what's on their neck? Not cool. You don't want that. So make sure that you don't have that going on, okay? So now it's mascara time. So I use Mary Kay. I use Revlon. I use L'Oreal. I kind of use them all, okay? I don't need the Unique lashes, so I don't really use Unique's mascara. All right. All right. All right, now doTERRA just came out with a lip gloss. It was for their holiday stuff, so it's one that I, of course, bought several of, and I love it. It's awesome, and it's a shimmery. So let me show you how that will dress up a matte lipstick. And don't be afraid to dab your lipstick. All right? So sometimes I'll take like a piece of paper and just dab it. Whatever you got to do, you want to make sure that it's where you want it. So I have my matte on that stays, but then I have my lip gloss on that I can keep reapplying if need be, so that I go my day and I keep my lipstick on. And I like keeping my lipstick on. I'm really big about mascara and lip gloss, and sometimes I'll go like that just to touch it off, and then I'm good to go. So my hair's not done. Okay, I had just actually put my stuff in my hair, so I still have to flat iron it and that sort of thing. But I mean, you can kind of get an idea of, you know, the kind of finished product. And, you know, like I said, you know, I will look in the mirror and I make sure that, you know, the boldness is the same, and do I need to put more or less? And I even see a little bit where I need to touch that up just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to do that really quick so you can see that, you know, it's okay if you have to go back and kind of fold something out, but you don't want to be lopsided. Okay? That is important, because this is what is outlining your eye. Okay? Hey, how are you? I just wanted you guys to see a finished look of my face, and I'm definitely needing better lighting for my videos, so that is coming soon. But I wanted you to see kind of a finished look of how once my hair is done, even though I need a major haircut, which I'm getting done in a couple days, but I wanted you to kind of see the finished look, that even though I bold my eyes and I like a bold lipstick, sometimes I'll do a bold eye and then just a light lip gloss. Or sometimes I won't do a whole lot on the eye at all, but then a red lipstick. So I'm really funny about that. I really go with my personality for that day. And, you know, today's Saturday and I feel vibrant and fun, and I know we're going to be going out in a little bit after I finish up some work here. So I wanted to have a little bit of a bolder look today. But there's a lot of times where I will simply just, like I said, not put a whole lot on, maybe some, a little bit of mascara, maybe some lip gloss, and I'm going about my day. And that's about it. So hopefully that is an understanding for you as far as how I put on my makeup, and, you know, go with your personality, have fun with it. Here's Balance, one of my favorites. I spray one spray on the back, one spray on the front, and I rub it in. I love Balance, love Balance. I'm going to get it down here on my chest. And then, of course, it's on my hand, so I inhale. And I need a little bit more. So I'm going to spray it again and inhale. And I'll even do temple to temple. Now go about your day. Enjoy it. Be at peace with yourself. And God bless. I'll see you soon.